Greetings, fellow farmers and crop tenders. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Vault Builders. Episode 41, Insurance Fraud Knows No Bounds. It always looks so much more messy before it looks clean. Alright, seems to me like the game's telling me I'm out of steel. But Crimson's on top of it already. Nice. The Sapo method was an extremely effective way to collect the drop. It was. Pod and far skip combination makes it pretty fast. Breaking Siren out. A prisoner being held by the Harmony Dominion. 11 turrets and 1 Imperial. Siren looks to be pretty old. 61 years old. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to help her. Plus, of course, in order to keep our vault a secret, we've been very careful about who is even allowed to join, because the Empire has a lot of spies. So, to that end, I don't think we're going to be offering aid. Alright, that's good enough. I know it's not perfect, but it's a lot more functional than it was before. You guys want me to focus on improving weapons and armor. Well, I am literally in the process of making Locust armor, so well, I think I'm on top of that already. So for weapons, that is a better question. I'm not really sure how to go about weapons. Like, the Empire mostly has like really high armor, so I think charged lances and charged rifles are probably the way to go. But I'm not 100% sure about that. So what I might end up doing is having you guys decide if that is indeed the route you want me to take, or if you want me to take a different route. Just because I'm a bit on the fence of like how I want to go about that. But regardless, let's go ahead and call a trade caravan of Shaman Merchant from the Pious Path and use some of our goodwill, and this is going to allow me to give away a whole lot of stuff because our stockpile is pretty full of random junk that we could definitely get rid of. Hey Stash, how's it going today, man? Thank you for the raid. What were you up to, dude? Oops, that's not how to... Ooh, apparently that is how to do a, a shout out. Nice. Nothing like a copy pasta problem, right? Happy Friday to you too. Fantasy Life, I've never heard of that game. Is it new? Oh yeah, no, I saw it pop up. So I can answer my own question. Tell me about it. So it was... Oh no, maybe it's not what I'm thinking of. Have I recovered from what ails me? I'm on the mend. Yes, Fantasy Life the girl who steals time. An RPG action open world? That's new? Was it any fun? Do you recommend it? Kind of like Animal Crossing, but you've never played Animal Crossing? Well, I haven't either, so perfect. A reference neither of us understand. It's been an addiction. Oh, nice. So gaming crack. Love it. The best type of game is one you can't help but to keep playing, right? Alright, Mr. Venom. Smith at 1. So, let's resolve this poll. It's been up 7 minutes. Improve armor. Wow. Yeah. Armor and weapons. So the question is for you guys, should I commit to charge rifles? Now, the disadvantage of a lot of the charged weapons is they are shorter range than their non-charged equivalents. So a charged rifle is shorter range than an assault rifle. A charged lance is shorter range than a sniper rifle. But when you have locust armor, maybe it doesn't matter all that much because locust armor allows you to close the distance rapidly with flying. So I'll leave it up to you whether you think I should use charged weapons or not. But either way, cheers. There is also one other improvement project that I wanted to make, which is funny because I forget who said it in YouTube comments, but they likened my farm to insurance fraud because I let it burn down so frequently. So I was going to throw a wee little wall around it because every time there's like a forest fire, my farm does burn down. It burns down embarrassingly often, and oops, that's not what I meant to click. It wouldn't take much to like stop that from happening. So let's use some of the ridiculous amounts of resources I have and build. Oh, what the sandstone? I keep clicking it, but it doesn't work. Build a little way to keep it from burning up. The reason why I wasn't really addressing it until now is, like, I didn't really care. Having, like, a constant supply of Psychite and Devil Strand wasn't all that important in the scheme of things, but at this point, with the resources we have, I might as well just do it. Get it done. Alright, so you guys want charged weapons. Copy that. Given that you want charged weapons, I have to wait for the locust armor to be done before starting to make the charge rifles. But I'll wait. I think Ancient Venom will be done with this thing soonish. Unfortunately, Sapo is our crafter, and he also happens to be the one that can work drive, so it's not like he can work drive himself. The one weakness of being a leader is you can't inspire yourself. You know, we have a lot of Megafauna out here if we want to battery charge them. My power excess still is pretty good, though. I'm not immediately worried. One question I had is, what is the timeout for this vault? I deleted it because... Damn it. Well, I want to, okay. Which is it? Yeah, here it is. 8.5 days. Maybe a good idea to bring back more ancient batteries? I think generating more power rather than storing more power might be more important, in truth. Because if I had, like, one more ancient geothermal plant, our power needs would be absolutely met. In fact, I could go so far as to just, like, build wind turbines in the ranch. That'd probably work, too. There's a lot of ways to solve that problem. I just haven't actively been working on it. Now that I'm thinking of it, yeah, there are warm spots in the base, but none that are going to cause infestations. So it looks like that's been resolved, mostly. So, Locust Armor. Is it going to be any good? Sterilize the kitchen? I don't really cook food in it. I'm only cooking Psychite, which can't carry a poison... food poisoning risk. There's not much need. The Locust armor was excellent. Hey, that's pretty good. Crimson, you'll want to wear it. Better than I thought it would be. Should I prioritize weapons or armor? Because at the end of the day, I have finite resources. Oh, experiment failed. Fun size has gone mad. Don't shoot him, please. Because we can just, boink! Oh, look at you. You didn't get your brain scar. You know what, Mr. Fun-sized? We're gonna... No, not bio battery. Why can't I stick you back in here? Why isn't it... Let me pot him. I want to stick him back in the thing. Yeah, carry him, but like, to the pod. What the heck? Why isn't it an option? He doesn't need to be conscious for this. It's not out of juice, it's 5 of 5. But it only wants me to put in the bio battery. Like, excuse me, what the hell? I don't want to turn his body into liquid? Into the Matrix? No, it's not fuel, guys. It's not fuel. You can keep saying fuel, but it doesn't make it any more true. Alright, fine, I'll bring you to bed. Stop saying bio battery. God dang it. I'm gonna uninstall the bio battery. One of these days, I'm gonna like make a mistake and stick in the bio battery, or someone in the bio battery, and they're gonna have a bad time. Whatever. We can wait till he's conscious to throw him back in there. But regardless, it was not successful. So the no's have won the prediction, and I'm planning on throwing him back in there because nothing has changed. He's still the highest choice. So you guys want me to focus on armor? I would like to have Sapo just continually make Locust armor, and his smithing and tailoring are now 1. Get a peeler machine? Oh, what is this, Kenshi? That's weird. He's like not going in. Whatever. I think once he's... Yeah, okay. Once he's capable of walking, he can hop back in there. Alright, so remove weakness. 70% chance of failure goes again. And what do you guys think? Is he going to end up going berserk? Is he going to die? Or is it going to work? Oh, Rod, you probably need a gun again, huh? So Operation Protect the Little Farm is nearly done. Only a few more tiles left to add. I know that the current vault that's on the map tile is running out of time. The other thing I wanted to build was an intel bench. I figure having our intel right next to the comms console makes sense. Okay, just making sure I don't have any more Psycast trainers left to inject, or whatever you do with them. Snort. Yeah, we snort Psycast trainers now. He hasn't died in a while. He's due. No, he's actually died recently. But, you know, he's due for maybe another one. So, Sapo is cooking up the Locust armor for us. I think that's probably more important than the Cataphract helmets. The difference with the like recon or marine helmets to Cataphract helmets is pretty negligible. especially if it's like normal quality. So for instance, this Caravan helmet at normal has a armor of 120 versus this Marine helmet of excellent has an armor of 137. So it's not like Caravan helmet, like making new Caravan helmets is going to be like a massive improvement. Dagonite, that's probably improper headwear for you though. I'm going to start to clear forced, and I'm going to say no gun links. And then for Crimson, I might need to force her to wear her prestige. We'll see. The other thing I wanted to do is, one of the reasons I called in a Caravan was so that I could gift some junk we don't need out to the tribals. So I'm going to send them some junk. Why do we have so many bio-coded weapons? I mean, I know they're not worth anything, but we'll, I'm sure, have weight in the pod for them, so it doesn't really matter. Hey, Rylus and Radlocker, thank you for the resub and the cheer. I feel like I had more stuff than this. Yeah, whatever, this is fine. Alright, the farm is now protected. Cool. Given that it is now protected, I'll actually put it in the home zone, so that we fight fires inside the walls and repair the walls and all that good stuff. Same with the barn. So I think, yep, our home zone looks about right. Alright, intel bench. So why haven't we hauled the intel where it belongs? There it goes. And we're going to have to spend this before we lose it. We lose it in... Actually, we lose it in 19 days. It's fine. Not going anywhere immediately. Now, I definitely could have just waited to make contact with the Pious Path and, like, when their caravan showed up, rather than gifting them that, but whatever. It's too late. It's already sent. Well, things are running oddly smooth, so I'm kind of waiting for something bad to happen, because anytime it's going easy, I'm sort of expecting something terrible to happen. One thing I just realized is we are rather low on uranium, and because we are using slug turrets, we might want to get some more. And I'll make stools for all of the crafting locations. So the best constructor would be Sapo, so I'll have Sapo finish these up if I can. For quality. No masterwork so far. Oh, well. So much for protecting our crops. There's really no urgency in cutting this psychoid because it can't spread to the Devil Strand. Devil Strand's immune. But, I love it how I go to the effort of actually walling up my crop so that it's not some sort of like insurance scam of us burning it down and then it just dies to blight anyway. It's like, haha! But, never mind. Okay. Uranium. Do we know where any is? Silver, jade. Oh, there's uranium there. There was uranium right there. I don't really want to tap the uranium that is like in the mountain because it gets a little messy with insects to use. Maybe this uranium? So let's mark that down. I think that's probably the easiest to exploit. I'm like so much mentally in Frostpunk mode that I can't help but to tunnel my way there. I'm gonna do it. So we get a little uranium site going. Insurance fraud finds a way. Apparently it does. Apparently it does. It's not intentional. And here is the Pious Path Shaman. So I think while we're doing the Pious Path Shaman stuff, I want to help out the deserters. I'll probably have to leave Sapo at home, and maybe also a miner at home, a designated miner that never really leaves, so that we can keep grinding for the resources for the Locust Armor, because the Locust Armor is rather expensive, as you can see. It's a lot of chem fuel, a lot of plasteel, and components, advanced components, and I have the advanced components and the components. So, there's a few projects that I want to do, and one is going to be to get Crimson out to another vault before it disappears, before it times out. And then the other project that I want to manage is to continually aid the deserters. Oh God, can you just not trample? Turtle, go talk to them. Poor health. All right, you're deaf. So not you. Misha. Wow. There's really not much for me to buy. Dismissed. So we definitely lack some helmets. The marine helmets here can be repaired or mended. So I'll do a double mend job. Have Sapo do it real quick. Getting those helmets repaired so that they can get reworn. Because I don't like helmetless Dagonite and Maxi. That's just asking for trouble. Oh, of course. Okay. Sapo was like, oh, well, it's mine now. And just grabbed it. God, everyone's doing that. Can y'all stop? Like, for real. Every time I mend something, it gets grabbed by someone else. And Dagonite and Maxi are still helmetless. There we go. Is this helmet repaired? Oh, it is. Oh, okay. I was trying to mend it. Didn't realize it was already repaired. So, Miss Crimson. Let's get you. And this is kind of far away, so I want to get out sooner than later. I'm having Crimson bring all of the horses out to the new site. And with you, you will go a little ambrosia, little tea. A part of me, after going to the last one, and it was like walled up, wants me to bring a breach axe, but I probably won't, because one person with the breach axe isn't all that effective. It was the fact that I had 3 people with breach axes, and they were all like smashing the walls. That cuts through walls like a hot knife on butter, but a single person, not so much. Alright, the other thing I wanted to do is to potentially use our intel. Now, I don't know how comfortable I am going on deserter missions without Crimson. I'll have you guys choose. Should I do deserter missions sans Crimson? I think it's probably possible. It might just be a little bit trickier. It really depends on the difficulty of the mission, of course. So she's out. She'll be there in about a day. And the solar flare knocked my comms out, so regardless of whatever you vote, I need to, of course, wait until the comms is back to do anything. So thanks, comms Storm. And the deserter drop is here. So there's a declassifier and a deserter helmet. The deserter helmet is like a strong helmet with a gun link built in, which would be really good for Rod. That I kind of had Rod in mind for that. Of course, Sapo... Well, let's just have Sapo do it right now. Sapo hop in and go out to the dead drop. It's going to use up a lot of his psi focus, but like, oh well. Yo, Sapo, didn't I tell you to like get in the pod? Wake up. Grizzly Bear self-tamed. What? No. Get out of here. So the new declassifier will be really useful when trying to gain more intel. And Sapo's already home. So we have the declassifier over here that we are going to build. And once that's built, we can start scraping for intel again. You guys want me to do deserter missions sans Crimson? So let's figure out first what our visibility is. 54. So I think the missions we want to do are going to be the really easy ones that decrease our visibility. So which one drops our visibility the most? 4? It's guarded by 3 people. Let's do this one. The trick is often these quests are oh right, I don't have a okay, hold on. I don't actually have a comms beacon for that room. Often the trick is at a lot of these sites, the Imperial Empire sites, they have structures which will detect you. So in the process of trying to lower our visibility, we might do the very opposite by raising our visibility as a result. Dagonite, take that helmet off. And Rod, you were going to wear it. Then we'll clear forced. So Rod now has the deserter helmet on, which adds shooting accuracy, and I gave it to him because he has Eagle Eye, which doubles his range. But in doubling your range, you really need good shooting accuracy, so that helps. Sapo really likes far skipping into Professor K's room. No comment. I mean, he is a celebrity, so he might be paparazzi. Ooh. Did we? Oh yeah, Mad Maxie now has Locust armor. Sweet. Come on, guys. Guess Sapo, you go build that. No one else was. So now that we've got the beacon here, I can actually take the intel missions. And pretty soon we'll have the source of uranium secured, so that we have reloadable plasteel. Didn't think it was going to work, but it did. Oh, look at his face. He is overwhelmed that he didn't have to go berserk or die again. So 46% of you thought it would be successful, yet it was. Question, who to get gene-tailored next? So now, our little fun size is 4-0, and we could go for the full 5-0 if you want, or switch it up. So just a little reminder, Sap was 1 and 0, Moxie 1 and 0, Professor 2 and 0, Rod is 3 and 1, Turtles 2 and 1, Fun Size is 4 and 0, Dag is 1 and 0, Maxie is 1-1, Misha's done, and Agent Venom is 2-0. I know that was fast, but you know, that's the speed of our colony. Okay, buddy, where is your gun? The other thing I don't have is weapons. So I think what I'm going to do is weapon benches. So we have clothing here, and I'll put weapons there. Surfaces. Aerodrone station sabotage. We accept. We can also like pay to lower visibility, but it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. It's not very good. Whereas this is a 2-to-1 ratio. It's a little bit better. Plus it's like quests, and quests are fun. So the station's over here. And I think the best way to handle this would be for Sapo to take a break from his Locust Armoring. Get his Psy-casting up to far skippage. Pod there, pod back. Or warp back. Oh, but I do have a bit of a rule about... Well, whatever. Let's ignore the rules. I made the rules. I get to ignore them. One of the reasons why we haven't been using the Vault Slingshot is we want to keep our facility a secret. But let's just say that that's vaults. And only vaults. I know it's a little self-serving, but so be it. Alright, you guys want fun-sized to go in again. And adding a superpower is a 40% chance of failure, so you guys can predict whether his brain gets cooked or not. No, it's a lot easier. Now I can actually see where the weapons are. Glorious. Is the kill box open? No. I mean, yes, it is open. Should we store Devil's Strand and Thrumbo closer to the Electro-Tailer? I mean, we could. I think the frequency in which we're using it doesn't really warrant necessarily doing that. It's not to say it's a bad idea, but we use it so infrequently. You are able to regenerate limbs, but you're easily enraged. Well, that's a pretty useful power to have. Let's look at the rest of you. So you're fast walker, careful shooter, but you're like to brawl. You have no health problems. I think we can do better than a rage baby with regenerating arms. Sorry, Brady. He's like, but I did nothing wrong. And you'd be right. You were a perfectly viable candidate. We just only have one empty bedroom, so I've been very picky about who we had. Because we've got, well, we only have an empty bedroom because of the relationship between Dagonite and Agent Venom anyway. We had a full roster, and then they sort of partnered up. So Sapo is working on a Psi Focus to go do this Aerodrone station raid. And then Crimson is trying to hack her way in, but she is going to need some drug-fueled recreation, I think. I'm having her grab all the necessary supplies. One of everything, please. I did build a hospital in one of the personnel rooms, yes. But it wasn't a personnel room prior. It just had 2 coolers and a bio battery in it. So it wasn't really, like, 4 people anyway. Alright, come on. Sapo still has a little bit more prayer to do before the psi focus threshold has been hit. Luckily, Crimson's a wee bit happier than she was a moment ago. And she found herself a bed. So I'm going to uninstall the other beds in here so that the only bed in here is an actual bed, and then it will be like a proper bedroom. It's awful quality, but like it could be worse. So she is sleeping somewhat comfortably. Sapo, go meditate, dude. Although he should be sleeping, so that schedule won't even really do any much. Storage looks now like a clown face. I definitely don't see it, but if you say so, sure. Home zone the new drill place? Good call. So Crimson will be up in a moment. She'll eat a meal, and then we'll try to power some things on. Oh, like a inner court. Wow, that's pretty cool. So that battery has dwindling power. Let's uninstall it and just install it over here. Another bedroom, another battery. And we're starting to get the hack on. Sapo is, I'm going to say, like, once he's in the 90 range, we'll go have him attack. This kind of defeats the purpose of the vault. I mean, it's hidden. Not maybe from the sky, but it's not going to be seen from the outside. Maybe this vault was had like a helipad or something. I don't know. Just maybe it needed a sky access for some vault reason. Who knows? Yeah, it is a new layout. I haven't seen this one before. Ooh, beer. Me likes me free beer. Have we discovered steel yet? I don't think we have. I might need to break some stuff down for steel if we want to power more of this up easily. So we'll put cables like that. I think the solar power panels probably can, like, charge the battery. Where are you going? Oh, forget psi focus gain. And we've got an exotic goods trader. I think Misha, you were the trader, right? Well, the tech prints we don't yet have. I think I'm just going to go for silver on this time. Are ancient solar panels better than regular ones? I believe so, yeah. Max output. Actually, that max output looks very bad. Very bad. I don't know. I gotta say, she really didn't get a lot done today. She like hacked one door and was like, yeah, that's enough for the day. Time for a nap. You could have sworn they were better. I think they don't break down. And they generate more power during solar flares or EMI dynamos. But their stats don't make them look better. For whatever it's worth. Oh, Jesus. Scared the hell out of me. Wow, he was locked in the comms room. Rough. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Vault Builders, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Vault Builders.